Hello, salut, buongiorno, and welcome to another episode of the Traveler's Haven podcast series, where we will be looking at all things true travel professionals need and need to hear. I'm Sam, and as always, I'll be your host. Now, across all the episodes I've done, there is one topic that we have yet to put a focus onto, and that's what puts the professional in travel professional. Although we've had discussions with a great many travel nurses, Travel Nurse Houses aims to provide accommodations for anyone traveling as part of their professional needs, which of course expands beyond just the travel nurse scope. And so today, we have a person who is exactly that, an advertising specialist and frequent traveler, Jason Atakhanov. How's it going, Jason?
It's going great. I'm stoked to be on a podcast with you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jason. I got the last name, right?
You did. You did. That's perfect.
Okay. So now, Jason, I know you travel quite often and actually just recently came back from a trip to be here. So I have a plethora of questions related to that exact topic if you're ready to be in the hot seat.
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot.
Okay, that's great. So, first question, could you explain to my viewers what you do for a living and the type of traveling you do for it?
Yeah. I'm the founder at Setsail Marketing. It's a performance marketing agency. We help clients either get leads or sell online, like e-commerce. So that's what we do. And what we work with is our clients are from all over the world. So sometimes we need to go meet them. Sometimes they ship products to us. And in that way, I'm constantly on the go. At the same time, there's conferences happening all over the world as well. And we want to be where the clients are, where the action is happening. So we have to constantly be on the go and move and engage with the vendors, engage with our clients, with the industry. So we do often travel for that. But also, we love that. So we do travel quite a bit because it is fun.
It makes sense. And have your experiences been good with it so far? Have you ever had any trouble booking flights, finding a place to stay, or even just any miscellaneous problem that sort of ruined the experience for you?
So over the past 15 years doing this, obviously traveled quite a bit, booked like a ridiculous amount of flights and hotels. So far, our like choice and preference is Google and Booking.com. It's pretty straightforward, and wherever we can choose a specific route to booking, like Hertz for cars because we get points in there. Maybe Marriott if we can get our Marriott Bonvoy points in there. So like have a little bit preference in there, but generally it's pretty straightforward. And now with AI helping us organize those pieces.
Yeah, true. Makes it a lot easier, I'm sure, to sort of like scout around without having to put in the massive amount of man hours that it would take to just manually go through everything.
Exactly. Hmm.
And so I know there is another sort of aspect to traveling that a lot of people usually have the issue with, and especially travel nurses, which is getting used to the area because you're there for such a few amount of time. So do you find that it's something that takes you, a lot more time than others to sort of get used to? Or do you think that's sort of part of the fun of traveling?
It's the best part of traveling, exploring the place and learning more about like what's happening there. And we actively try to get lost in new places and actively try to like, oh no, we can figure this out without Google Maps. Like, no, 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 getting lost and learning about the place around is literally the best part of it. So yeah.
Okay. So then I have to obviously ask you the question, is there a place you've been so far that has been your favorite? And if it was, what were some of the local places you went to that really stood out as like, oh, chef's kiss?
Yeah. Okay, so I've been to this year I hit a milestone of 45 countries visited, and my favorite one so far by far is Japan. It's like it's not even close, dude. It's like It's so incredibly like so much better than anywhere else we've been to, and some of the coolest places we've been to, like a variety of different ways. But if for somebody who's listening and easy to get to, in Tokyo, in Ginza, south of it, there is a train station, and in that station there is a woman who's making ramen, and she has like 6 seats in the entire place, literally has a Michelin star, and like the line goes outside of the train station. It's ridiculous. So if you're there early and can snag a spot, it's the best run you can ever have, and nobody knows it exists. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh my God. And the line is so long. How, but only 6 spots? How many people are working there?
Like literally just her and her assistant. Like that's it.
Oh my God. That's crazy. I couldn't even imagine working through that line. Oh my God. Were you there for work or were you just traveling for fun?
The World Expo was happening there, so we were there to visit that. And I was showing my parents Japan, so I was able to like bring them over, showcase what it is, and getting them through like Shibuya Crossing. That's like insane. Having their minds blown through that experience. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh my God. I couldn't even imagine. And I'm gonna bring it in now, sort of the reverse question. So where are you right now? Or I guess sorry, a better phrasing for that would be where is home base, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm home right now in Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Okay. And how does Canada stack up?
I like I'm very proud to be Canadian. I love Canada. I think in terms of like where we are right now, very grateful to be here as well. So while we have our challenges in here, I think honestly for what you get for the price, it's safety. It is access to some of the best foods in the world. If you want to have an active lifestyle, you absolutely have the best choice in here, and amazing talent pool. So ability to hire really high quality talent in here is really good. And how we're situated here is we're able to sell to North American market to United States without having to pay in USD. So therefore, I like it a lot here.
Yeah, I agree. As a Canadian myself, I would say I think it's pretty awesome. And I do want to get sort of the traveler's perspective on this one. What is your favorite part of Canada? What's your favorite thing in Canada? Sort of the same local question I asked about your experience in Japan, but this time about Canada, which of course is a little bit more difficult for us as Canadians and being, uh it being our home, it's hard to think of what the local stop and shop would be, but off the top of your head, couldn't you think of one?
Yeah. So I think what makes Vancouver really cool or Canada really cool is we're so freaking massive. Like we are a massive country. Back in 2018, I was on this trip that started in Vancouver, and I took a train that went all across Canada, like via rail. It was the Canada 150. Remember, it was Canada turning 150 years old. It was like a big celebration, and you could get tickets to go across Canada for $150. So I'm like, let's
Oh
go.
my God.
Yeah, so we got on that, and so we traveled across and saw like every like major city, like a little place, and um what like I don't think a lot of people know is we have such a massive diversity in the types of cities that you could go from like obviously the metropolitan like Toronto is like a mini New York to having like little islands in BC that look like Hawaii to incredibly picturesque places in Newfoundland that look like Windows 95 like a backgrounds with beautiful like red barns, and it's incredible in there. To places like Richmond where it's like the stores are in Chinese, like written everything in there. It's just such an insane and like amount of different types of life in one place. And I think that's what makes it really cool. And for a local spot that is like that is really cool and hard to find. inside of in Burnaby here in British Columbia, in Vancouver. There's a city called Burnaby. There is a mall called Crystal Mall. It's just Chinese food basically. It's like a Chinese mall, and inside there is a little spot that has like dumplings with like peanut sauce, whatever, something. It's ridiculous. It's the best food you can get as like street type food. Um, Incredible. Highly recommended.
Okay, yeah. No, that sounds delicious. I do think I would absolutely have to agree with you saying that we have such diversity in Canada. It makes me recall something one of my professors, Professor Rampton, on the off chance that he's watching this, said to me in one of my classes. It was something along the lines of Canadian identity is like a stitched patchwork, which is to say that there isn't one sort of identity, but that the identity is made up of the many different identities that make up the singular, sort of like a microcosm of people creating the one Canadian identity. And honestly, I think that is very true. I think that has never been more true.
Yeah, could not agree more. I love it here for that reason. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And so stepping a little bit outside, you said that you work for the marketing company, and one of your clients is New Horizons Staffing, which is very similar to Goodwill Staffing, which is a staffing company that works for Travel Nurse Houses. So there is a little bit of a connection here with the staffing companies. And I just want to talk about how their travel nurses help staffing shortages and sort of what you do for them and just how it all works together.
Yeah. So NH Staffing are a client of ours, and how we support them is by promoting the jobs that are available from them to people and onboarding new nurses looking for work. So making that connection. So having a proper offer to the right people that are looking for it, making that connection. So the types of jobs they're looking for regular nurses as well as highly specialized roles in there as well. It's nhstaffing.ca. The incredible team that is supporting nursing in Canada. I think is really cool. And that our job is on the marketing side. So essentially connecting that specific lifestyle people are looking for as travel nurses to like the jobs that are required to fulfill the need in Canada, which is a massive need.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Especially, I think I've said this before on one of my episodes, but I do really think that travel nursing is sort of the solution to, or at least part of a solution to the healthcare problem that we're currently facing, which is that, there's so much need, but not enough within the area where the needs are. So what is the solution? Finding a way to get the people that want the jobs out to the people that have the needs. And any sort of staffing company, New Horizons, Goodwill, I feel like are a very good solution to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sort of jealous of people who are travel nurses. It feels like such a cool opportunity that they get to do this. It's a very unique time that we live right now that we're like this job like as a travel nurse exists because it hasn't been around for a very long time. But now it's available and like if you're a nurse, my God, jump on it because you get to experience so much life through this. Besides helping people around everywhere, you get to actually experience like making friends in a new place, get lost and try their food and see their sights and move on to the next. It's incredible.
So, on the topic of your work, I actually do have a question sort of in regards to the clientele and the methods that you use. And that is when you're working with people from the different regions or different countries or what have you, does it influence the strategies that you use for marketing? Or do you find that despite the differences in location, people are actually much similar at their core than you tend to think?
Yeah, so this is a question that we speak about often when we like sell to different communities. It's really cool to see how people as big data, like as all people together, very predictable. Very predictable. You know exactly what's going to happen. But individually chaotic, absolutely insane. You don't know what the hell's like going on with each person's mind. So you gotta understand cultural context to some people and whatever. So what we're trying to do is understand a variety of different pieces of data about certain people. So their demographic data, like people of a certain age act a certain way. People with a certain semantic value, like what they feel about different things, and they're part of certain communities, and they are different on East Coast or West Coast. They are different in perceiving what is close to home, what is not close to home. Like, for example, let's say we're showing homes, architectural piece, right? If the architectural piece has trees in the background that don't look like evergreens in the background, people are like, oh, it's not from here. So they absolutely zone out. So they don't interact with that stuff at all because like it feels like it's too far away. There's palm trees in the background. That's not BC, so that we're not going to look at it. So the semantic value in there and how contextually showing information and the imagery that like makes them feel like, oh yeah, this makes sense to me or not, hugely relevant around the world. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I would have never thought about that. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's okay. Wow. I learned something new.
Yeah. But it's legit. Like for homes, it's that thing. Or if you're like selling like electric bikes, we sell a ton of electric bikes, and for those, where they are being on what kind of trails that they've been before, people connect better. For example, if they are taking on like really dusty areas, people are like, but our forests, like it's slippery and whatever. They don't actually connect like with that product as much. If I were to show the same thing, but in like going down the same trail, but have like different background in there. Like, oh man, I can't do that. I'm showing exact the same thing. It's suspension. Like it's the same thing on both sides, but they connect so differently based on where they are from.
Okay, so does that mean whenever you in this case, let's say, would you try and do more neutral sort of advertising, or would you try and like target the demographic and then do maybe like a different version per demographic that each person could connect to?
Yeah, no, so we call this localization of ads. So basically, localization generally talks about the translation of the language towards a certain area, but we localize ads specifically to serve the right creative to the right area. So, for example, when we're running ads on, let's say we mention the word colors in our version of English in Canada, it's COLOUR. Right? But if I were to serve that in US, people will think like, "Oh my God, these guys can't even spell," because they're COLOR. So we do need to keep like have a really pay attention to details and serve really like localized assets to the right places. So we don't waste ad budget, we don't waste time and money and impressions. So yeah.
No, actually, when you put it like that with the color and color, it actually does make a lot of sense because that is something that, you know, most people are aware of, but in the terms of advertising, I wouldn't have connected the dots there, but it does make a big difference between seeing the U in the color and you're like Canadian, or without seeing it, and you know, without seeing it, I just think everywhere else. But then I see the U and it's like Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, wow. So uh, I guess I'm gonna branch off a little bit here and just I wanted to know how you got interested in this sort of field and in travel in general. Was there something that sort of sparked it for you, or is this something that just sort of fell into place?
Yeah, so out of when I went to university, first I thought like I'm gonna be a doctor. My mom's a doctor, so I'm like, oh, I'll just be a doctor as well. I tried like physics and chemistry in university. I'm like, this sucks. Like that is not for me at all. And from there, like the discovery, and I understood that I wanted to do marketing, and I did a whole bunch of different creative work. Started photography. I did a whole bunch of design work for people. I learned technology to build websites for people, and got a job at TELUS. First, I started in a call center, moved up to the marketing department, and now that was great. That worked out like quite well, and I knew that I could do some real change. But it was time for me to step away and actually make change in a scale that I can actually do without the bureaucracy of a large, massive organization, a corporation that they have bureaucracy to go through. So I wanted to do something faster. So as I started freelancing a little bit and more with photography and shot like ridiculous amount of weddings and all bunch of different stuff. Started hiring people to support me on this, and now it's been over 10 years now running this, and we have a successful team now. We've now work with both government and like clients here who are trying to sell or get leads. Yeah.
Okay, wow. It's crazy how that turns out then. I totally understand the need to switch away in the freelancing though. I 100% can understand how that would give the freedom to chase the creative liberties that you'd like.
Exactly, and we love that stuff. We love that stuff. Can't control this. Like, so like it's in you. You gotta freaking let it out. Like, you gotta create constantly. So that's where it is.
And you know what? My final question, you might even be able to just say what you actually just said, but I wanted to know if there was a personal tip that you would give to anyone that's sort of held back by fear on just doing the things that they love, whether that be traveling, whether that be, pursuing a dream, whether that even just be getting out there in the world. Is there a tip that you can maybe give people, if not just the tip that you actually just gave, to help someone get over that?
Honestly, what's the worst thing that can happen? If you think through the worst case scenario, it's just easy. Then just and then just do it type of thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Like it's like we're all like just like meatballs just flying through space. It doesn't matter. Like do what you want to do. Like only do what you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that you know what the meatballs. I do really like that. I think that's pretty good. And well, I think that's a good place to end off. Thank you again, Jason, for coming on. Did excellent. I really, really understand and like the philosophy you have on everything. And before we go, is there a place that you'd like my viewers to go to check out either your work or the work that you do for your clients? Just any sort of links that you want me to provide in the description below.
Yeah, absolutely. Interestingly, like I've connected with people who are in the same headspace where they just love what they do, and that's how my team was put together. So if you want to learn more and see how like what happens when a bunch of people just do what they love to do, yeah, our company is Setsail Marketing. It's setsail.ca. Check it out. We love what we do. So yeah, check it out.
Okay, perfect. Then that is what will be in the description. So please go check it out. I didn't say this last episode, but I've said it every other episode, so I'm gonna keep it going. Check it out. The best thing you can do on these episodes is to check it out. At the very least, it takes 2 seconds. Go in the description and click that link. I see you. I see you watching this. Click on that link.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Jason. And well, I've been Sam. This has been Traveler's Haven, and I wish you safe travels.